Hello everyone, this is the Week 13 update video for statistics spring 2012. We only have a few more weeks left and then we have a final. There might be a couple people still finishing up their test over chapters 7 through 9 on this Monday. So as soon as I get those in the mail, I will grade them and post the solutions video online and give you any feedback you want individually if you contact me if you're not sure about any of the solutions. These last few chapters over 10 through 12 in the final review, I posted a few videos, and we're talking about linear regression and least squares regression. There's a few really good videos here, and I've gotten some instructions posted with those, and I'd start looking at those this week. On Course Compass, on the homework, you can see there's only homework. There's 2 sections in Chapter 10, 2 sections in Chapter 11, and then we don't have any formal homework in Chapter 12, which is like just a little bit on analysis of variance and some other things, but I will talk about those next week and allude to the few things we need to know for the final on those topics. But you should be able to kind of crank through these pretty easily. Actually, these last few chapters potentially are easier than what we did over chapter 7 through 9, maybe a little more intuitive, but it's kind of neat because you can see the correlation between variables and then start looking at spread and correlation versus causation, things like that. So I've also posted in the course content here, if you go under discussion boards, we've got our misleading statistic. There's still a few of you that have not done that. There's a link to a study. I think I've only got a few people that have done that. So make sure you answer all these questions. I would strongly encourage you to go into your the DMAC library site or your school library site and look up journal articles related to something you're interested in. And hopefully you should be able to find a research journal or scientific journal that will help you answer all these questions about that. And then the last one I've posted is right here. You get to answer your own question with a hypothesis test. So you get to pick your own question to be answered, talk about how you're going to get a sample to make an inference to a population, and then how would you test it, what's the instrument you'd use, and then based on what the question being answered, if you rejected or didn't reject, what kind of errors might be done, like a type 1 and type 2 errors. So you don't have to worry about being restricted by time or money on that. So kind of a fantasy, go out and research a question you've always wanted to have answered with research. But I'm looking at your design and showing your knowledge of what goes into answering questions with actually observational study or an experiment, and testing those hypotheses in a scientific manner. So if you're into education or medicine or manufacturing or music or whatever, you might get some ideas from the link to a study. A lot of people will find something that they're interested in, find a study, but then it maybe spawns another question that wasn't answered. So they may actually say, hey, I'd love to have that question answered, and then they post it here. Remember, these are both due on May 1st, which is the last day of the course, which is the day we take the final on May 1st. And then, but I would strongly encourage you to get these both done either this week or next week, so I can give you some feedback in case you don't get 100%, because you definitely don't want to not get 100% on this part of the course. There's there's the introduction discussion board we had earlier, and then these 3 kind of discussion boards that help kind of push your conceptual understanding of statistics. So we just finished chapters 7 through 9. I'll be posting the solutions video there in the old tests area when we get those all in and graded. Remember, you can always check your grades on Course Compass and see where you're at. Let me know if you see any discrepancies there. Be sure to be posting your discussion boards, and take a look at, obviously I'm going to be posting some notes here. If you go under class notes, I'll be posting notes from class. You can look at the ones from previous semesters here as well. Got a lot of the homework problems written out, and some different approaches maybe. And then the formula sheets and tables, we're going to add one more new one this last bit here, and this is on the chi-squared table, which really has to do with chapter 11, and when we do some things there, which is really kind of next week. So I might add some things in that. This week we're really talking about linear regression and finding lines of best fit and correlation between variables. And then we can kind of see how good that correlation is. But these are the formulas you'll have for your final as well. It's pretty much the same thing you had on your last exam, except we'll add this new little chi-squared table, which I'll talk about next Monday and the 23rd, which will give you about a week to finish everything up there. And would strongly encourage you to come to the online office hours. We've got one tomorrow on the 17th at 9 p.m., next Tuesday, the 24th at 9 p.m., and then I think I have one scheduled for the 29th, the Sunday before finals week, for anybody who wants to do some final review. And encourage you to contact me, email me, and put a good last few weeks in here and do well on that comprehensive final. And I'll talk more about the final next week as well. But this is a good week to kind of knock out Chapter 10. Really pretty straightforward on that. Watch those few videos. Might be posting something later this week as well. And then I would encourage you to get both the discussion boards done this week as well. Post a draft to both the last two discussion boards. And then next week focus on Chapter 11, finishing that up, and then starting a review for that final. If you have any questions, just contact me, and have a good week.